Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this video and welcome to my channel. So it's been a dream of mine to own a camper van for the past few years. Through all my photography and videography gigs, I saved as much as I could. And then when quarantine rolled around in April, I figured it was the absolute perfect time to just set aside some time and build the van out. It took a full 2 months to build it out, but the van is finally out in the wild now. We did like the entire Western US over the course of a couple months. And the van now is in California. So in this video, I want to go over the top 5 reasons why at age 23, I built out a camper van. And before we get into it, if you guys could please just go down in the description and drop this video a like, it helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Anyways, getting into reason number 1. And number 1 is that I didn't want to be tied down to any specific place. The van allows me to be anywhere that I want, especially for my job where I literally just have to be in cool locations to film videos. I don't really have to be anywhere specific. The van is the absolute perfect setup. I can work on the road, and traveling in a van that's as nice as the one that I built out just makes it sustainable and makes it so I don't feel like I have to rent an apartment. The past few years, a lot of the road trips that I've done have been in little small Toyota Corolla type vehicles, and while that's fine for a time, it gets old pretty quickly just not being able to spread out. So 2 weeks is probably the max that you could go in a car that small without having to rent hotels all the time. But with the van, you can spread out and it just really feels like home. But even for people who work more traditional jobs, you can just park the van in front of your parents' house or a friend's house or anywhere, and you can save on rent in that way. And then if you ever want to move cities or something, you just throw the van in drive and you drive to that city. I think there's this weird rush in our generation for some reason where people just want to get an apartment, a steady career, and a nice car when they're young. People are so rushed to get onto the next stage of life that they forget to just take a step back and ask themselves what they actually want to do with their lives. Want to move to that city you always wanted to? Okay, drive there. Want to try that job you've always said that would be fun? Go do it. If it goes wrong, you can just drive back. No 12-month lease to get out of. On to reason number 2. Reason number 2 is that it is an investment. So I'm not totally exactly sure how much I spent on the van. I'm doing a breakdown video in the next coming weeks, but I think I spent around $30,000 and $35,000. And I've seen similar vans go for close to $70,000. Personally, I've never really understood why people spend so much money on a new car when literally the instant that you drive away, it loses value. But with a van, you're getting a van, you're putting work into it. So usually, even if it's just a pretty basic van, usually you come out on top and can make money doing it. And right now with COVID, the van market is super crazy, so I've actually really considered potentially putting the van on the market and then just working on another one. Haven't fully decided, but yeah, the van market right now is crazy. Number 3 is it allows you to meet amazing people wherever you go. There's just something about the van that people gravitate to. I know every single time I see one, I always go up and ask if I can see the inside. When we're driving on the road, people are constantly coming up and asking about it. And we've made some amazing friends that way. For example, one of my favorite things in the world to do is skydiving right now. So me and my friend Jonah will just drive down to this place called Elsinore, which is a skydiving drop zone. And we'll just park the van right next to where you board up on the plane. And we'll just post up for the weekend. We'll spend 2-3 days there just jumping as much as we can. And so many people come up to the van and they're just yo, can I check out your setup? What are you doing here? What is this? Now with those same people that are coming up to the van to talk to, we make friends with them and then we end up jumping together. So it's a really cool way to make friends. The amount of cool people that you'll meet doing a 2-month-long road trip across the states far exceeds the amount of people I met in a full year of college and working at a restaurant combined. Number 4, it's way more affordable than you think. So like I said, I spent around $30,000 to $35,000 on my van and spent about 2 months building it out, which kind of sounds like a lot, but not really when you think about it. I don't have to pay rent, which easily is $12,000 a year in an average price city. I don't have car payments because my house is my car. I don't have an electric bill because I'm 100% run off grid between the solar and the alternator power, and the water bill is almost nothing because I fill up at taps and campgrounds. On top of that, I'm usually cooking most meals in the van, so I save on that too. And 30 grand, I know plenty of friends of mine that have dropped way more than that on new cars in the past couple years. You don't have to spend this much on a van. I spent that much because I plan on living in it and I wanted it to be nice enough to where I didn't feel the need to get an apartment. But you don't need running water, an oven, dimmable lights to have a cool van. Just a shell with a bed, a little counter for working and cooking is good enough. I've seen really solid van setups for less than 10K. And last but not least, number 5. So this is the most important one in my opinion. So when you're young, my philosophy is to try as many things as you can. Take risks. Try this career, try that career. You don't know what you like until you try it. You don't know what city you want to live in until you move there. There's a million different opportunities around a million different corners. And if you don't try the things you want to do, you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you did. Let's say 6 months from now I'm sick of the van and want to sell it and get an apartment. I totally can. And for the rest of my life, I'll never question and wonder, what if I did that? And not asking yourself the question, what if, is such a huge thing in life in general. Anyways guys, those are the top 5 reasons that I bought a van at age 23. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of this stuff. And thanks again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.